All right, what is up, traders? What's up, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. We're going to take a look at DPST. This is the regional bank bullish ETF. All right, we're also going to take a look at KRE. DPST is the leveraged version of KRE, essentially. We're going to kind of give my thoughts and analysis on this. This actually is a viewer request for DPST, but we're going to throw KRE in there as well. This is a little bit of a contrarian play, right? Everybody, there's lots of panic, lots of fear, lots of FUD around regional banks, and rightfully so. We have seen banks like Silicon Valley, we have seen banks like First Republic. Things do not look good over there, and those banks essentially are collapsing. All right, so there's lots of fear. I mean, if you take a look at KRE, this stock was, $65 just a couple months ago in February, and now it just hit lows of 40.67. DPST was up here above $30, all right, just recently, and recently hit lows of $6. So these stocks have been absolutely obliterated. I'm going to break down some of the technical analysis, key things that I'm looking at on both of these. Before we go any further, the content provided in this YouTube channel is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to be relied upon as legal, financial, or investment advice. Myself and any individuals that appear on this YouTube channel are not registered financial advisors or brokers. Trading in stocks, bonds, commodity, and crypto involve a significant risk of losses and is not suitable for all investors. So be sure to read through the full disclaimer before moving forward, and we'll go ahead and start off here with DPST. Now, right away, all right, you could say that we have a bear flag setting up, right? We have this giant flagpole, and then here's our bear flag consolidation. Currently, we're trading in this bearish channel right now. We're about in the middle range of this channel here currently. DPST is up over 5.5%. Now, remember, this is a leveraged ETF. So, on the green days, the green days are going to be a lot bigger than your average stock, and the red days also are going to be much larger than your average stock. So you have to keep that in mind. Now, one thing that I want to point out that I do find interesting here, okay, is on the RSI. Now, keep in mind, this measures your relative strength, right? This is the relative strength index. It's going to give you the relative strength of a stock at its given price. So take a look here how we have these lows, and then the RSI has lows as well. Well, what is the actual stock doing, right? It's actually making lower lows. So in this case, we're doing some simple things such as creating lower lows, but on the RSI, we're actually doing the exact opposite and we're creating higher lows. So what we're seeing is known as a divergence between the stock price and the relative strength index. In this case, it would be known as a bullish divergence when the stock price is making lower lows, but the RSI is making lows and higher lows. Now, what this means is that we're increasing in relative strength, even though the price is getting lower. It's an indicator we could see some type of bullish activity. All right. And that's just something, one reason that it kind of caught my eye and caught my attention. Now, it is pretty much a contrarian play. As I mentioned, everyone is very bearish on regional banks and the banking sector, especially with a lot of the fears around commercial real estate. So, this definitely would be a contrarian play to be trying to go long on DPST. But from a technical analysis standpoint, there is a little bit of a setup. All right. I'm not in DPST. I don't plan on getting into it. Rather just trying to give you guys some unbiased analysis, right? Things are clearly bearish. The stock is, collapsed completely. It's trading within a bearish channel right now. But if we can get a breakout and retest, we could potentially push higher. And if we do, $9.25 and $10.03 are the two major resistance levels that we need to get above and flip to support. When it comes to DPST, if we can get a breakout, right, and come up to these areas and flip that to support, we do have the potential of heading higher overall. Now, we're pretty far from those levels. There's a lot of work to be done, and I have these other levels here, but essentially you would want to be cautious of or be on the lookout for a look above and fail. And this is also known as a false breakout. And the reason this would be significant is because let's say we do happen to break out of this bearish channel and we come back down for the retest and bounce. It's going to be very significant, and it's a huge opportunity for bulls to step in at this moment right here to really show that they're bullish and, to see demand increase and really push the price higher. If that doesn't happen and we get a look above and fail, it's going to be a bearish signal showing you guys that even when bulls are presented the opportunity on a breakout, they didn't take advantage of it. And it's going to show you guys that sellers are actually in control. And it's going to be indicative of heading back towards the bottom of the range that we were originally trading in. Now, when we look at the DMI, this shows who's in control of the price action right now. As you can see, we have this blue line right here, which is the average. Okay. When the red line is up above and on top, that means that sellers are in control. And you can see that sellers really took control at this period in time right here. After a little bit of consolidation, after the downwards move, sellers took complete control and we saw a huge move to the downside. Now, when buyers were in control and the green line was on top, we were trending back upwards, right? And so currently we're seeing, it's more of just the average right now, which is why we're consolidating and slowly trending lower because sellers aren't fully in control. The average between buyers and sellers is bearish right now. Okay, and that's why we're seeing it consolidate in a downwards motion. But until we see sellers step up and take control again, that's when we would see another large push to the downside. Or if we get buyers to cross over and we start to see the red and the blue line here go down, that could be indicative that buyers are trying to take control and push the price up higher. Okay, now we have KRE here, very similar setup. Okay, we have that bullish divergence as well that I just went over on DPST, right? We're making lows, lower lows, we're making low, we're making a higher low here. So, we do have that bullish divergence. We have a little bit more of a falling wedge pattern here on KRE, which is a bullish chart pattern. Okay, if we do get a breakout, again, you would look for a breakout retest, push up higher rather than a look above and fail. That's going to be a bearish signal. For now, we're trading in this range. The next major support level below our recent lows of 40.67 is going to be 39.43. And these bullish divergence trend lines are pretty important, honestly, right? If we break through these, okay, most likely you're going to see a large drop to the downside. Now, bullish divergence is supposed to be an indicator you could see some type of bullish activity. That doesn't always happen. No one indicator is always going to be 100% accurate 100% of the time. So you have to keep that in mind and just kind of use these in your analysis with some other things as well, to look for potential entries and exits. So, if we break this bullish divergence trend line, most likely we see a large move to the downside and retest this 39.43, if not break through that 39.43 level. If we do get a breakout on our falling wedge here, okay, 46.95 is going to be the major area of resistance and target up above, up ahead. And if we're able to flip that to support from resistance, there is chance we could head back up to $53. Now, remember, these two are very contrarian plays. There's lots of fear and FUD associated with regional banks, largely due to the commercial real estate sector, as I mentioned. This is something that I would just keep an eye out on, maybe look for a confirmation of a move, right? We already have some bullish divergence setting up. Maybe look for a confirmation of a breakout retest, and then you can try to catch the push up higher. You want to be careful getting trapped buying in this range right here, and then we just consolidate through here, continue heading lower, and don't really get any clear signals. And you also don't want to buy in before a breakout, and then we break that bullish divergence trend line. And keep in mind the look above and fail, right? So, there's lots of scenarios where this could go wrong against you, but, you do have a little bit of a setup forming. And so now we would just look for some confirmation on the technicals to give us an indicator that, hey, maybe potentially this is a good trade. So keep these two on your radar, all right? KRE is going to be the unleveraged regional bank ETF, and DPST is going to be the leveraged, regional bank ETF. So thank you guys for watching this video. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video and you would like some one-on-one coaching, we can go over some of the different indicators that I use, how I set up my indicators. We can help you set up your own charts, or maybe you want to go over some particular strategies in general. You can email me at zackleytrades@gmail.com. All right. I can also go ahead and do, just take a look at a few different stocks that maybe are on your watch list, let you guys know what I see from a technical perspective, and give you guys some out of the box ideas on what you can do with options. So that way you can hedge yourself. And there's also ways with options to make money if the stock goes up, down, sideways, whatever it does. So feel free to email me, zackleytrades@gmail.com, and we can work on setting up, a 30-minute or 1-hour Zoom session. All right.